Alistair's originally from Scotland. He lives in Missouri. His wife Patricia and himself made the top 17 last year for the first time, and this is his 12th year at the finals. Previous winner, he started this at the very young age of 8 years old, and he is training dogs as well as running dogs. He has 22 border collies and works them all. And spends 5 days a week training them. I wonder what he does the other 2 days. He sleeps, someone said. His mentor was a Kenny Bremer. And he goes to about 12 trials a year and takes all of his dogs with him. Okay. Chuck Dimmitt. Would you take the field, please, sir? Chuck is from Indiana, and his dog Luke. Now he's been trialing for about 23 years, and he's qualified for the finals right at 20 times. He's got 4 border collies, working 3 of them. And spends at least 4 hours a week working and trialing with his dogs. And his mentor was Mr. Ralph Pulfer. Besides winning, he likes to see how his dogs stack up against the competition, and treasures the many friendships he's made over the years while trialing. How about a nice round of applause for Chuck? Beverly Lambert, would you please take the field? She has 2 dogs in the finals, Pippa and Bill. She's been trialing for about 20 years. And on her off time from trialing, she's the director of public library in Connecticut. Kind of congruous as to what she does out here, isn't it? How about a big round of applause for Beverly? And she is from Connecticut. Mr. David Henry, would you please take the field? David Henry is running McLeod. David is from Virginia. Been trialing about 12 years. Had dogs for about 14. And has been to the finals 6 times. And I can remember the first time I ever saw David run a dog. It was really funny. He was hollering and screaming and getting frustrated. He and his wife also runs, Christine. And his mentor is the gentleman standing to his right, Alistair McRae. How about a nice round of applause for David Henry? Susan Carpenter, would you please take the field? Susan with her dog Rose from Texas. She's been trialing about 13 years. Had border collies for 17. And she's a rancher by trade. So this comes in real handy. Her mentor was Bobby Dowd, or is Bobby Dowsel, and Henry Sparger. And she goes to about a dozen trials a year. How about a nice round of applause for Susan Carpenter? Pat Shannon, would you take the field, please? Pat Shannon and Riggs. Now, Mr. Shannon had the foresight earlier to realize that he was getting nowhere and the dog was getting wore out, and had the sportsmanlike conduct to retire rather than wear out dog and frustrate everybody. He is from Caldwell, Idaho. Been working dogs for about 17 years, and he's a post-national champion in 1994. And Riggs was the 2005 Reserve National Nursery Champion. How about a nice round of applause for Pat Shanahan? Amanda Milliken and Ethel, would you please take the field? Amanda is from Ontario, Canada. She's been trialing for about 20 years. Only one in her family that does. Has 7 border collies. Works 4 of them. And spends about 12 out of 24 hours a day working dogs. Kind of focused, didn't she? And goes to about 20 trials a year, and her mentor is Jim Cropper. How about a nice round of applause from Amanda Milliken, please? Dawn Boyce and Tink, would you please take the field? Now, I've known Dawn Boyce for about 7 years because I bought a dog from this woman. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. She got her first puppy about 12 years ago after watching Tommy Wilson on David Letterman herding sheep. And I've seen that too. So she has had to have a border collie. She breeds, raises, trains, and also gives clinics. How about a nice round of applause for Dawn Boyce? And this is her first trip to the finalist, to be in the finalist in the finals. Linda Folk, would you please take the field? And I don't know which dog she's bringing. She's got Annie and Mickey. And she has Annie with her. She's been trialing for 17 years. She's also the editor of the Working Border Collie magazine. And her father has also trials, Bob Kelly. Her husband trials, Bruce Folk. And he has a book, if you don't know about it. And she has been in the final since 1994. Comes every year. But she's awfully young, isn't she? How about a nice round of applause for Linda Folk? Mr. Tom Wilson, would you take the field, please? Television star that he is. Tom Wilson was Sly. He's originally from Scotland. He's been here for 20 years. Made it says the U.S. his home. He and his wife Florence, who also works dogs, farm 1,200 acres with 100 cows and 600 ewes in Virginia. Tom was won Meeker's trial both 2006 and 2007, and Bluegrass in 2007. And he will be running Slide today, and they're the next dogs team to run. And he's also infamous, or famous, for being on the Letterman show, running the dogs through New York with sheep. A nice round of applause, please, for Mr. Tom Wilson. Bob Washer, would you please take the field? Bob Washer with Bree. Bob is out of Kentucky. He's been trialing about 12 years. spends about 12 hours a week working with dogs, has 7 dogs, and his mentor is Virgil Holland. And goes to 12 to 15 trials a year and spends about 6,000 miles every year doing so. How about a nice round of applause for Mr. Bob Walker? Alan Hickenbottom with Meg. Now yesterday when I was explaining the course, he was running, and he made my job so easy just by the way he ran that course. Alan's been doing this for 19 years. He is from Illinois. He is retired, so spends all his time with his dogs running competitions. And he loves the competition and the fellowship. How about a nice round of applause for Alan Hickenbottom. Scott Glenn, would you please take the field? Scott Glenn and Pleat from Alberta, Canada. He's had border collies for 30 years and been running trials for 23. Got started by seeing a demo at a sheep fair and just had to get into it. He's qualified with this dog 6 times and has been to the finals, qualified for the finals 13 times, and spends at least 40 hours a week working with dogs. And goes to 6 to 12 trials a year. How about a nice round of applause for Mr. Scott Glenn. Mr. Herbert Holmes, would you please take the field? Herbert is the president of the United States Border Collie Handlers Association. And in the finals. He's been running dogs for about 22 years. He's a rancher in Sanderson, Texas. And this is his 20th year competing at the finals. How about a nice round of applause, Mr. Herbert Holmes. This is the 2007 finalist for the champion Sheepdog champion for this year. How about a nice round of applause for all 14 of them. Thank you very much. Now, we are picking up with Mr. Tom Wilson. We will start at precisely 1 p.m. So Tom Wilson and Slide will be going to the post at that time. And Tom is sponsored by North Shore Vet and the Ryan family. All right, the top 40 handlers from the semifinals. Please pick up your 8-pound bag of Blue Seal dog food from the Blue Seal booth in the vendor tent, the vendor area back behind us. If you don't get your dog food, somebody else.